interesting. Yeah.
What are your impressions of Conor? Conor always likes us to ask this question.
Oh my god. Impressions of... You want me to like... I don't know why impersonation was like the first thing. My first impressions of Conor, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
I was about to do an impersonation of him. Like, this is what he likes. He's very confident. And that's like really inspiring to see like that confidence like just like carry a project. Yeah, he knows what he wants and like he knows how to go out and get it. So it's like really cool. It's like fun to work with someone like. Hi, my name is Jimmy Del Ponte and this is my golden hour.
And the double clap signifies a start of another episode of the GDP Director's Cut. Who do we have on the podcast today?
Jimmy Del Ponte.
Jimmy, and what is your role on the film?
I am assisting in lighting and gaffing.
Yeah, and for those of us who do not know what gaffing is, can you go over that real quick?
Yeah, it's essentially like the gaffer, the gaffer is in charge of the lighting schemes on set, and they set up the lighting rigs, C-stands, and they're just shaping lights throughout each scene.
Is that a really involved process?
Yeah. So in like pre-production, it's something that like the director will sit down with the cinematographer and the gaffer and like map out like every scene, like how they want it to like just so it flows better like day of. But yeah, it really is involved. Like
I would say for the average moviegoer, they don't really understand how important lighting is to a movie. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I definitely would. I remember like before ever delving into any kind of filmmaking like history, I never even considered lighting like a thing like on set or even set, like the whole set aspect of it. Lighting is so important. It's without it, I mean, you can tell like an indie film, like or like an inexperienced film, like just some kids with like a camera making something versus like a Hollywood film or even someone with like the slightest knowledge in lighting. It's like it makes a huge difference.
You think just a little bit of good lighting is better than none at all?
Yeah, totally. It goes a long way.
Mm-hmm. Which is interesting because we've taken film classes at school too, and they've taught us that audio is actually more important than the visual. Like people can tell when audio is bad much more than they can tell when visual is bad. But lighting really does make or break the visual shot.
Definitely, yeah. Audio is absolutely like the most important thing. See, I already like it's been like a few months in quarantine and I already like forget like the basics of. Yeah, I mean like, I remember like even the things I make today sometimes like if I don't have like the audio equipment with me, like I'll just say, all right, whatever. I'm not making a movie right now. I'm just doing something. But like, it makes so much of a better difference.
Yeah, you can 1,000% tell when someone's recording it on like a mic versus nothing.
Yeah, just like on board, like on the camera, like. But yeah.
So you went to school for film, right? Mm-hmm. Where did you go?
Lesley University in Cambridge.
Mm-hmm. And when did you graduate?
2020. May.
2020. Yeah. Wow. So you just finished.
Yeah.
So this is your first project since graduation?
Yeah, this is the first project that I'm not like running since graduation. I've done like a few music videos in quarantine and but yeah, this is the first thing that I'm doing like with someone else. So Conor was like a whole new person to like meet and like his whole team, and like coming back with Sean was a lot of fun. It's fun to work with him. Yeah, this is the first thing that I'm doing since.
Have you done anything like this before? Any sort of like long form narrative project, or has it mostly been like music videos and stuff like that?
I have done like, so narratives was like something that I was introduced to at Lesley. Just like being able to do it myself, or at all, I guess, with like the crew or like the students there that I was introduced to. Music videos is what I started out doing because it's like you can kind of just like run and gun, like grab a camera and like shoot B-roll.
That's
and,
what
like, make
Frank was
fun.
just saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you just like make anything out of like B-roll shots, and that's a lot of fun to experiment with. But I've done narratives for like mainly my like class projects, like my thesis projects. So for like my freshman year, my sophomore, junior, senior, like all those have been narrative films, and it's been like a great outlet for me to try something new, because I was always like, it seems so daunting to even like attempt something so like grand, you know, or what seems grand on paper. It's like a long-term project, and having to recruit like a whole team of people, it's like kind of seems impossible at first glance. But
yeah. And how did you first get involved in the project?
In this project?
Yeah.
I think Sean actually like recommended me, and yeah, he pulled me on board, and Conor hit me up, and I just kind of floated in.
Yes, this is how a lot of these answers tend to go.
Yeah.
Friend to friend type deal. And do you know Sean from film school?
I do, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
What are your impressions of Conor? Conor always likes us to ask this question.
Oh my god. Impressions of... You want me to like I don't know why impersonation was like the first thing. My first impressions of Conor, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
I was about to do an impersonation of him. Like, this is what he likes. He's very confident, and that's like really inspiring to see like that confidence like just like carry a project. Yeah, he knows what he wants, and like he knows how to go out and get it. So it's like really cool. It's like fun to work with someone like that.
What has been the work experience so far? What have you been doing on set?
So far it's just been, so I've actually only been on for 2 days since I've been just recently recruited. And they were 2 pretty short days. I basically just helped Sean set up lights in like the locations, and like everybody is kind of like doing like a little bit of everything else. Like if like, I feel like everybody's also doing like PA work, you know, because it's like such a small crew, so you kind of need to wear like multiple hats. But I've just been helping with like lighting, setting up stuff. Yeah.
How's it been so far? Challenging, rewarding?
A little bit of both. Well, definitely rewarding. And it's also been like a little challenging. Trying to find like some, like not always will like, you know, the equipment that you bring work with like the location that you're in. So like the first day we had to hammer in some nails like above like the front wooden doorway of the house that we were shooting in, and we had like a long, I think it was a quasar light, like the tube light, and we didn't have any way to mount it. Like we needed like light going into the doorway, so we just grabbed a rock and like some nails in like the basement, and just hammered some nails and like gaff taped it up top. And that was like that pretty much set the tone for like the rest of the project. I feel like
anything by all means necessary.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever works.
That's a good description of Conor, I think. And so having done a little bit of narrative work now, I know you said some before, what is your really goal going forward in like 5 years? Like, what do you want to do with your film experience?
So I love directing, and I guess that's something that I learned at Leslie, is like being able to work with like actors and like recruiting a team. It's like really fun. So like producing, I guess, which is still something like new to me. 5 years down the line, I want to see myself like with like a well-established like team of, doesn't even have to be like a lot of people, but like just like something that I can like go and like pull like everybody I know to like create something. Like, oh, I have this idea, and I feel like I kind of have that now. Like the group of like friends that I have at Leslie, like Sean included, like we like know what everyone else like likes, or like what they want to go for, and like they're so eager to help everyone. I feel like that's going to be really easy to achieve. And yeah, I just want to keep making stuff like music videos, narrative films, like anything, like short things, like yeah. Just don't want to stop making stuff.
And pre-Leslie, how did you get into film first and foremost?
So yeah, I always had this like camcorder laying around the house, and like I guess my aunt really pushed me into making or just doing anything like film related, because she was always filming the family, and like my dad would also do that. So I have like tons of home videos that I would always watch. I remember like I think like every like Sunday morning, like I would ask my dad to put like a home video, like a VHS tape inside the VCR, and like I would just watch over and over again home videos. It's something about that, like it wasn't even like movies that I was like mainly interested in at first. It was just home videos. Mm-hmm. And so my aunt she was always like the techie person in the family, and she always had like nice cameras at the time, and like all those are like super old now, but like I still hold on to them, like everything that she gave me. She gave me like one camera and never let go of it. So yeah, it was like I guess the family aspect of it. I don't know. It's weird.
No, that makes sense. So when you started off, you said earlier that you wanted to work more in production, which is like organizing actors and stuff like that. But right now you do work in more of a techie side of film. Do you have one that you prefer over the other?
I definitely would actually prefer to work with like recruiting like people. I love meeting people. I love talking to people, and like getting to know them and finding out how to work with them best. And I think I'm still on the cusp of what I really enjoy doing, or what I'm really good at. I feel really confident in like my directing, and I think that's where I want to like pursue like these like next coming years, is like directing.
Mm-hmm. Have you read the script at all for this project?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. What do you think of it?
It's really good. It's really funny. It's like, I don't know. It's when Conor pitched it to me, it was like, all Boston locations, cast, crew. So there were a lot of references in there. And look, the locations alone are like so many places from my childhood. Mm-hmm. Like Apple Cinemas, like namely, is like, even before it was Apple Cinemas, it was like, I forget what it was. I think it was like Fresh Pond Cinemas or something like that. I would always go there. That was like the one theater that I would always go to. And yeah, the script that he wrote was just like, it's so unique, and like seeing like how he like was going to execute his all Boston plan was like fun.
Where have you been on set for so far? Have you been to any of the locations in person yet?
Yeah, so the Distillery, we went there, and Apple Cinemas, Conor took us to go see Tenet. So that was kind of like I guess like a production team, like bonding moment. So far, those are the only places. There was also like a house location. I don't know whose house it was, but like I think it's his house in the film. Could also be his house in real life. But yeah, not too many so far, but I'm looking forward to it.
Those are a good amount of main locations, though. You've been to like the beefy parts of the film so far.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you think of them? I've never been to Apple Cinemas.
Apple Cinemas is fun. It always kind of feels like a ghost town, just because it's so big. And like now especially, it's because like not that many people are going to theaters. But it's like the Distillery especially was really interesting, because I don't think I've ever been in a Distillery #1, and this one was really big, so it was perfect for the scientist scene. Just like the big tanks of, I don't even know what kind of alcohol was in there.
Yeah, I think they brew their own beer there, I'm pretty sure.
Cool, yeah. Yeah, that's like the perfect location for like, and that's also really good multitasking on Conor's part. Like, like getting that location, like, oh, this is gonna be like the scientist's lab. It's just the distillery, so it's like good representation.
Yeah,
for
it's very interesting because it was one of we've had her on the podcast before in previous seasons when obviously it wasn't about the movie, so we talked to her about our business and stuff, and now it's interesting to see how like it weaves into like the story and everything with the movie, because she's just like a normal woman who just runs a distillery. I think she makes whiskey, so it's very interesting to see how they all connect.
Yeah, it's really cool,
and it's especially interesting for you because you grew up around here.
Yeah. So, yeah, seeing him like incorporate all these like locations is like, it's like really fun, I guess. I don't know. It's like, I haven't seen it done before. So that's like a good, like he's like pioneering, like.
Yeah. What Conor and I talked about for his episode is how this is very different than the usual like Ben Affleck, like Mark Wahlberg Boston movie where it's like a bunch of guys in Southie like doing a crime or something. So I thought that it was very interesting.
Yeah.
The way it's and the perfect time for a post-apocalyptic film too.
Totally. Yeah. I don't know if that was planned or anything. But
yeah, I know, right? Did Conor make this happen?
Conor, what are you not telling us?
So, Jimmy, for our ending bit, what we usually do is we have our guests tell us, since the film is a zombie apocalypse film, what their zombie apocalypse plan would be in Boston. Have you put any thought into this?
Ultimately, I feel like I'd be screwed, but I feel like I would just like bunker down in my house and like barricade it.
And barricade it?
Yeah, I'm like low key. I have like like always have like a survival instinct, and I love like survival gear. So like I have a lot of that in the house, and like stockpiled like canned foods. Like not a lot, but like maybe I should. Like maybe now's like a good time.
No, this time especially has made me rethink like having a bunker. You know.
Yeah. Something like just like a fallout.
Do you think you would try to fight them off, or would you just try to wait it out until everything's done?
I feel like only when necessary, you know, like I don't want to go out and it's not about like getting kills of like.
It's like the purge for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I really want to. Well, if it the purge for me, if I were like, I don't want to be involved.
Yeah,
in
the people that lock up their doors and everything
totally,
for 12
yeah.
hours.
That's me.
You.
I want to be like away from that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And Jimmy, are you familiar with our "this is that was" ending bit? Has Conor explained it to you? Okay, perfect. It's not too difficult. It's just 2 sentences. We think you're gonna nail it. So basically, all you have to do is say, "Hi, my name is your name, and this is my golden hour." And then right after that, "Hi, my name is your name, and that was my golden hour."
Okay, I think I got the first. Wait, well, the second part kind of threw me off.
It's a "Hi, my name is, and this is my golden hour," and "Hi, my name is, and that was my golden hour."
Okay, gotcha. All right, intro, outro. Cool.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
All right. Hi, my name is Jimmy Del Ponte, and this is my golden hour.
Perfect.
Outro. Hi, I'm Jimmy Del Ponte, and that was my golden hour.
Perfect. Did you have fun, Jimmy?
Yeah, I did.
Perfect. And we're all set.
Cool. Thank
Good
you
job.
guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for dealing with my nervousness.